The big guy is back. Sleepy Joe taking a break from bingo night, dropping the new trailer of his upcoming autobiography, which he titled Promise Me, America.
It's about the challenge we faced as a nation, about the decisions I made, and why I made them. It's about why I chose to run for re-election and why I chose to step aside. And the promise I made to future generations of Americans to remain the beacon to the world. Promise Me America is about my faith in America and the American people.
Joe showing the Democrats some mercy. The Autopen Diaries come out November 17th, 2 weeks after the midterms. Have you pre-ordered your book?
Obviously. Yeah, and I got the giveaway drool pad. It comes with every copy, and that's all he was missing, was just a long line attached to his tie there. This is going to be absolutely worthless. There are no Bidenites left in the world. Even Hunter isn't going to shell out $16.95 to read this because, again, and not only was it written by someone else, it's not going to have anything of substance. No one cares about the decisions that were made by committee. No one cares that he should have been pushed out of the race months earlier and replaced with an actual primary and not the substandard Kamala Harris. What they do care about are the actual feuds with the Clintons and the Obamas and Nancy Pelosi. And, you know, Dr. Jill didn't write about stuff, and she should have. Everyone would have read that book. And if he were going to be bold and really cement his legacy, then, you know, throw some punches. Don't hold back. Right. This is the only time he will ever have to do that, and he has squandered an opportunity to be a really interesting person.
Dana, do you think someone told him you are not releasing this book before the midterms?
It's actually a pretty traditional model for a former president. I remember when President Bush's book came out, it was after the midterms in 2010. It makes sense.
Right.
This doesn't make sense. What would have made sense is for the Democratic committee to have raised enough money to have just given that to Joe Biden as a donation so that he didn't have to write this book. It's obviously going to be extremely painful. And also the other thing that's going to happen is he's doing it in a presidential year. So in 2010, okay, you have time then for Obama's going to run for re-election. Now we know there's going to be a possible open primary on both sides. What do you think happens at midnight on election night? We turn our attention to the presidential election. So now every Democrat that wants to run is going to have to deal with this book. Like they keep. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. If it was to school, I'd be sent to the principal's office. I'm not going to buy the book, but I would buy the audio if he's doing. I just don't know how you write a memoir without a memoir. You know, like this is I listened to this morning. This is absolutely brutal. Like there was at least 35 cuts in a 20-second video. Like this is bad. And shame on it. The making him do he didn't need to do this commercial.
No.
Whom is doing this? How much does Dr. Jill dislike her husband to keep pushing him out there? He says the same thing over and over again. He says, believe in America, because I believe in the American people. If you believe in America, we're assuming it's not the physical ground, it's the people. Like, it's just nonsense, and shame on them for, wow. Just, he also said, I wrote this book, sir. Sir.
Yeah, right. Do you think he'll do Fox, Jessica, when he does his book tour?
I guess I would doubt it. I could see a world maybe in a long-form sit-down, potentially, but no, I don't expect so. I was relieved to see the November 17th date because there was talk of a late September release, but that's when the second half of Obama's memoir comes out.
Wait. Dueling memoirs?
Memoir?
This is going to be
no
great.
longer,
Yeah, now and then.
Anyway, it's happening at different times. The video did bum me out. I mean, he's sick, he has cancer, he's talking about how he's been undergoing treatment. I hope that the prognosis is good. The video and the swirl around this takes away from the accomplishments. And
what were they again?
Well, we had the fastest recovery from COVID of all the GC.
Killed more people than Trump did.
That was fact.
Or Joe Biden killed people?
under COVID. Yeah, more people died from COVID under Biden than Trump. And also,
Isn't that just how the
Ulysses S.
time works?
Grant wrote
Okay.
his memoir while he was dying of cancer, and it is considered one of the most scintillating presidential memoirs ever in the history of our country.
I think that it would behoove people to be a little bit kinder to an older person who served the country for a very long time and who is sick. And
Great argument for term limits.
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Well, he's not. I'm just saying.
We will try to be kind.
No, you won't.
I'm not going
Clearly,
to.
nobody wants to talk about this.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's move on. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.